Good morning. We have a special guest this morning. Good morning, Jellybean. You want to say hi to everyone, Jellybean? You want to say hi? Say hi. So, it's been 6 weeks since I officially adopted Jellybean. And I want to talk to you today about that. I'm going to give you a little update and just what we're learning, right? I'm learning things from him. He's learning things. He can't talk about what he's learning, but he's here. Aw, I just love you. You're just the cutest dog on the earth. Yes, you are. So, for those of you that don't know, I am Tanisha. Your name is Inspiration. This is my dog, Jellybean. He is a Chihuahua mix. And I've known Jellybean for over a year and a half when I moved over here. When I moved to Tulsa. And he was my neighbor's dog. And we just established a little bond. And when he no longer wanted to be at the neighbor's house, he just kind of chilled in the streets. He didn't want a home, but I think he did want a home. I think he just didn't know what love was, right? So he became a fighter, not a lover. And now I'm bringing him into the I want to be a lover, right, Jelly? You don't have to stay up here. I know he's like, oh, mommy loves you. Yes. Don't worry, we're gonna go for your walk. So I just wanted to talk about this because I have been sharing in conversations with people about my dog and how just sometimes, not every time, sometimes God will send a dog into your life to help you with things that you need, right? So a lot of you may not know, but I am not. I know it's just going to be shocker. I am not the most patient person. I know, and I've been teaching for 15 years. Now, I will find patience for my students, right? And I always tell people that. When it comes to helping people, no matter what, I do find that patience. But just like in everyday life, I'm not patient. And so having Jelly Bean come back into my life, be a part of my life on a daily basis has definitely improved and helped me with my patience on a daily basis, right? Now, he's not a bad dog by any means. I'm never saying this as like, oh my gosh, he's so horrible. I'm saying this because sometimes, we don't know what to expect, right? So we have things like potty training, we have the different, especially the potty training. Sometimes he will have an accident in the house. I do believe there's times it is deliberate, and sometimes I believe it is an accident, especially whatever he's going through. So I'm learning that dogs, like if they are in uncomfortable situation, they are the first thing that they do, similar to to us when we have like that feeling in our intuition in our stomach and our gut feeling, and it makes you want to feel like you got to poop. Only difference is he actually does poop, and so having him in my life has helped me to just like, okay, you know what, this happens, right? I don't have children, so I know that a parent of a human child, they grow and they understand like they're gonna have accidents. But when you're dealing with a dog, and it's like, what is going on here? So I have learned how to just be more gentle with him. And I know that some people are gonna be like, oh, that's the problem. You can't keep being gentle. But he doesn't know that he's like, it's like the worst thing. And I'd rather him poop on the floor than for him to be in my house tearing up my furniture. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, I'm just saying, I'd rather clean up the poop than to have to sit here and pay for a new sofa. Like, we got to think about the realities. And so that has definitely helped me. because I remember like the first time that he peed on the floor. And I remember how I reacted. I remember reacting, you know, with anger and frustration. And I'm like, Jellybean. And realizing after research and reading and speaking to the trainer, because he did go to doggy camp, he went to training. Speaking to them about it, they were like, that's not the way that we want them to respond. I mean, that's not the way that we want to respond, because then they're gonna respond, and it's never gonna be like this. They're gonna start losing that trust with you. And so I share that because I think so often, um, it's like we know that we have to work on our patience, but again, if we're not in the environment, right? If we know, like I said before, I know that when it comes to like my students, people that I'm helping, I'm coaching, I find that patience, right? Especially when they're not getting it and it's taking some time. I started teaching computers to more seasoned adults. So just envision someone who's never touched a computer, who's never heard of a mouse outside of the rodent. Like, they don't know, and the realities, the emotions that are coming with it, it's a lot for an individual. And so I had to learn how to have patience. But my regular life, I didn't have it, and Jelly Bean is definitely helping me with that right now. The second thing is that Jelly Bean definitely came in my life and he interrupted my own rhythm, but I feel like that's in a good way. So he makes me get up earlier. He makes me be more attentive, and I think living in Oklahoma, one of the challenges I've had in the last tornado season was that I was not on my P's and Q's. Like, I was sleeping through every tornado siren that was going. I've only had 3 times that the siren has gone off. Thankfully, no tornado has touched down, but I slept through them. Like, slept all the way through. But now, because I'm so alert, right? I sometimes I put an alarm, in the middle of the night, so I know that, he might have had a little bit more food a little bit later. Let me set my alarm so that Jada. Why do I keep calling him Jada? So that Jelly Bean I can get up and at least take him to the backyard. And if he wants to go, he can go. But if not, at least he has the option to go. And it doesn't bother me that like my rhythm is disrupted. I get excited coming home knowing like, okay, guys, I can't be out all night. Like, I gotta get home to my dog, and everyone is just like, oh my gosh, like you're just your dog mom, and I'm just like, this is just a new rhythm, right? Before, when you just solo independent, you don't have anyone dependent on you, no man, no children, no dog, no cats, no nothing. You move a lot different. Now I have to be very intentional, right? I have to be, and then it will also makes it, I have to, when I'm out, it's like make those moments meaningful, right? Because I'm out, right? This is like the adult time, my solo time. But then when I get home, I'm slowing down. This is where I'm just becoming more present so that I can be present for him. The one thing I could say, doing morning inspiration with friends has definitely helped with my own routine. So it's like now I'm bringing 2 things. Like, those are the 2 most consistent things right now. Well, outside of work. So I got work, morning inspiration with friends with you all every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. And by the way, if you are not, make sure that you are following, hit that like button or subscribe, because we do this every single day. Okay. So make sure you do all that good jazz stuff down there. Sorry, I had to just throw that in there. But it's just, those are my routines. And so when you have a routine, this is where you start, life becomes a little bit easier, and life starts to become more organized. So your time management starts to improve. Your gratitude for just what you are doing, because now like, I got to go out here and I got to do this and I got to get back. And then just knowing like, these are my routines. So I appreciate that. And I'm thankful that Jelly Bean has added that into my life. The last thing that Jelly Bean has done, and I feel like this is the best thing that Jelly Bean has done so far in my life, is he's showing me about love. And I'm not a very affectionate person on a natural, and I talk about that quite often. But I'm learning how to accept unconditional affection, because a dog is going to give you unconditional affection. that this dog would literally come lay on my head, lay on my thigh. He'll put his head there. He'll just come and he'll just lean on me, and it's just like the sweetest and such the pure love. And that's something that I have never really experienced from anyone outside of my immediate family, right? But when I look at this dog, it's opening up, it's hitting my heart, right? He's tapping into something that I have not allowed myself to ever really open up to. And I think it's giving me the practice of affection, even when I don't feel like giving it. And I think that's also something to take heed to, because a lot of times, they don't understand. No, they don't understand, not right now, no, give me a moment. They just want what they want, and they want it right now. And I think that's something that is, again, with patience, is helping me to just, receive that or give that to him. And, I'm healing a part of me that this once really never felt like I was going to be chosen, and that's a true statement. And to have a dog choose you, right? And people, if you follow me on Facebook, you guys have said it to me many of times, like, he chose you. And I'm just like, but he'll find another dog owner, and they're like, no, he chose you. Like, you are his human, you are his person. And I never understood what that meant until I actually got him and brought him home, and we now can like sit together, and I'm just like, wow, this is really the dog that said, yes, I want her to be my human. So I'm learning a lot about patience, and I'm learning a lot about love through this dog. And I'm thankful that God allowed me to find him, because he was missing for a very long time, 4 months. And to be able to find him and get him back is really a blessing. Like, that's, I keep telling people, that's 100% God, because I didn't see it happening. Like, I know all things are possible, but I didn't know it was going to be possible. And that's the part that I'm really excited about. So I think, healing is very different, and healing can happen in so many different ways. And I just like to share how healing with my dog is helping me. And just learn, like I said, learning patience, learning how to receive love, how to give love, how to be more attentive and affectionate. Right. And so, I do believe that as I explore dating and, waiting for that person to come into my life, that will make it easier. Because I have a feeling God is going to send someone who's going to be super affectionate, like Jellybean. And it's good to be able to be comfortable with it before that person comes. Because I think that's something that I've always struggled with in the past, right? And I think I've told y'all how there's been times. One time I think about Orphan, and I think about it because it was a horrible moment. It was just like, you didn't have to be like that, Tanisha. Like, I say that to myself. But I remember there was a time when an ex-boyfriend went to go touch my hand, and I popped him hard. And I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "I'm trying to hold your hand." And I was just like, "Oh wow, yeah." That felt kind of bad, right? So, I don't want that to happen again. I want to be able to enjoy the person that I'm with, enjoy, hugging them, and, cuddling with them and holding hands with them, and not feeling like, and so Jelly Bean definitely does help that, because I never feel that way with him. Now I might be like, all right, Jelly, I need a moment. We do need some space. And I love the fact that, like, he doesn't want to sleep with me every night. Like, as long as he knows that door is open, the bedroom door is open, he can just come in. But sometimes I think Jelly Bean just be like, yo, girl, get out my face too. Because Jelly Bean would legit not come in that room. He would stay in the living room. He'd go in one of his beds, the couch, wherever he want to sleep, because Jelly Bean has choices, and I give him choices. But Jelly Bean was like, girl, get out my face. Like, you saw how he was like, all right. If you watch the beginning of this video, you saw how he was responding. Like, okay, girl, like, she got me here, but now can we go? So I just love that about him. He's super cool. So I do want to give you all a question, a prompt, because again, these are kind of conversations that I like for you to have with yourself. And again, it might not be that you're dealing with a dog, but where in your life, right, am I being invited to give and receive love more freely? right? So it's not about a dog. This is about you in your life. It could be something that you're dealing with, something that you're experiencing. And, I want you to reflect and share on that. So, yeah. So I am your girl, Tanisha Shanae. As always, I am here every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. And if you want to connect with me, go down to my link tree and you can check out my books, my community, my courses, and my blog. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that I was, joined a little bit late, but I had to get Jellybean to participate this morning. So I had to do some mommy baking and feeding and taking him outside and let him run around for a little bit so that he can want to come and sit with us for a few minutes. So I'm happy that he was with us early this morning. So I hope you have a great day with purpose, on purpose. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Be well and be blessed.